Celtic went into this one under pressure and showed 3 changes from the side that lost to Hearts in the league at the weekend. Olivier Tebele, Reggie Blinker and Mark Burchill came in, with Alan Stubbs, Johan Mjalby and Stilian Petrov dropping out. The first chance fell to Lubo Moravcik, gifted a shooting opportunity by Charlie Christie. Jim Calder just made the save. Then Al Berkovic and Moravcik combined to create a chance for Mark Burchill. But it didn't fall kindly for the striker. Up until now, there had been no suggestion that a major shock was on the cards. But just after a quarter of an hour, it started to go very wrong for Celtic, with Moravcik giving away a free kick on the left touchline. Stuart Golobic slid it down the line to Paul Sheeran, and Barry Wilson got in front of Tebele to glance a header past Jonathan Gould. Sheeran's cross was fired into a very inviting area, and Wilson did well to get there first. This was exactly what Celtic didn't need. But Celtic were level within a minute. Berkovic sent Burchill racing clear, and he got the break of the ball off man before firing home. This was Burchill's 5th goal of the season, and it looked to have settled Celtic at this stage. Celtic went in search of the lead, and Mark Viduka was next to show, rounding Calder, only to see his effort blocked by Richard Hastings. Hastings did well to provide the cover and frustrate the Celtic striker. The First Division side were giving a tremendous account of themselves. They gave Celtic another scare when Mike Teasdale forced a good save out of Gould. Thistle kept up the pressure and earned another corner when Sheeran's free kick was turned behind. Sheeran himself took the corner. It was met by Bobby Mann, and Moravcik turned it into his own net. "24 minutes gone, and Celtic 2-1 down. Gould would probably have saved Mann's header, but Moravcik's intervention gave him no chance at all. Celtic tried to get back into the game before half-time, and the next chance fell to Viduka. But his snapshot went just wide. Cali Thistle could smell blood, and they gave Celtic another scare before half-time. This time they were grateful that Stefan Mahe had matched Wilson's run. But Celtic kept pressing for the equaliser, and Mahe thought he got it, only to see Calder touch his shot onto the post. Mahe hit his shot cleanly enough, but 39-year-old Calder made a good save. Mahe was involved again when he tumbled inside the box as Teasdale challenged. The Frenchman was looking for a penalty, but referee Dougie MacDonald did not share that opinion. Instead, Celtic got a corner, and from it their last chance of the first half, but again Calder was equal to Moravcik's shot. After the game, John Barnes admitted that he replaced Mark Viduka because he had a disagreement with his leading scorer during the interval. Ian Wright replaced the Australian, but he couldn't find a way past marker Hastings. After Celtic's defeat on Saturday, John Barnes slammed his players for showboating. That approach almost worked for Blinker, but Burchill ran aground on Inverness's defensive rock. This was a breathless start to the second half by Celtic. Celtic's league hopes died with a forward player conceding a needless penalty on Saturday. Their cup campaign ended in the same manner. Reggie Blinker making the error. Barry Wilson beat Blinker for pace, and the cost of this folly will be remembered for decades to come. Jonathan Gould faced up to Paul Sheeran, and the Celtic fan held his nerve. Inverness's top goal scorer for the season, converting his 8th penalty of the season. Celtic had 33 minutes to close Inverness's 3-1 advantage, and it was time to show their fans what they were made of. Their best chance fell to teenager Colin Healy. His netbound drive was handled superbly by £35 a week goalkeeper Calder. Celtic were running out of time, and as Inverness defended manfully, Barnside also ran out of ideas, summed up by Moravcik's effort. Moravcik was involved defensively, clearing off the line a header from Thistle's Mike Teasdale, who was unmarked. Steve Patterson's side kept pressing Celtic, and they didn't look like a side sitting in the bottom half of Division 1, and certainly not one which has notched up only 3 away wins in their league campaign. Celtic managed to break up another Inverness move, and Wright set Moravcik free for the counter-attack. He set up Ian Wright, who contrived only to blast straight at Bobby Mann. Desperation affecting even this experienced striker. Olivier Tebele was released from an Ivory Coast prison in time to play in this game. He never looked at ease in centre-back, and his attacking performance was little better. With Celtic finding no way through from open play, a foul on Moravcik gave them a chance from the set piece. The Slovakian took the kick himself, and Ail Berkovic got on the end of it, but Celtic were looking like a beaten team. And suddenly Celtic broke again. An uninspired ball from Mahe was badly dealt with by Mann, and the chance was on for Mark Burchill. Goalkeeper Calder could hardly believe his luck. Inverness were not going to sit on their lead, and another Blinker blunder gave them a great chance for a 4th goal. Scorer of the opening goal, Barry Wilson, came so close. The miss wasn't to prove costly though. As sub Martin Babbage held the ball on the flank, ref Dougie MacDonald called time on Celtic's cup campaign and effectively ended John Barnes' side's season. The return journey to Glasgow well worthwhile for the Invernessian fans, who witnessed the Scottish Cup shock of all time. Not only did the Inverness Caledonian Thistle players enjoy their win, but they deserved it. The fact that they outplayed Celtic will hurt the home support just as much as the result. Celtic 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 3.
We've played certain players in certain roles, and you know, we felt that Celtic had obviously bags of talent in the middle of the park, but we didn't really feel they had maybe a leader or a ball winner type, and that if we could get ourselves, break down their moves and get onto them, that we could maybe give them problems, and I think that was, you know, reflected in the 90 minutes.
Do you feel as though that when you looked at Celtic, that there is that lack of the grit there? Was there a weakness, a main weakness that you spotted in them?
I think you can get now with a lot of the modern age players, whereby obviously money, that they're very, very wealthy men at a young age, and you know, you have to question sometimes after that the commitment and the passion to play for the jersey. And you know, even at my level, I am so you know, canny, if you want, in who I sign in terms of what type of personality they are. And you know, I think, you know, if I was John Barnes and then at Black, I would be pretty disappointed with some of the efforts.
Yeah, I mean, people have criticised some of the midfielders there. Any players there that you would see?
No, I'm not going down. Just in general, like I say, I mean, my goalkeeper's on 35 quid a week basic. You know, I've got a striker on 60 quid a week. You know, at university. But the guys are in love with football and they play, you know, every game like the last. You know, so you know, it's like a fairy tale result, really, if you look at it. But on the other hand, it's a first division club beating a Premier club, which maybe isn't as big a shock as some folk would see it.
Outside Celtic Park, fans vented their anger at the biggest shock result in Scottish Cup history. The demonstrations were reminiscent of those that led to the Fergus McCann takeover just under 6 years ago. Inside, Celtic head coach John Barnes gave his views to Davy Provan.
John, how do you explain that result to the Celtic supporters tonight?
Well, first of all, we will apologise for the performance because it was dreadful. It was dreadful, very disappointing. We've gone out to the Cup. First, congratulations to Inverness CT Thistle because they defended well, they played well. They were hungrier than us. They were hungrier than us. You saw the amount of chances we had, but football is all about defending also. It's not just about playing good football and passing the ball, it's also about defending. We knew the team we had out there, when we didn't have possession, we'd be in trouble because we didn't have a choice. We had to play the three attacking midfield players in midfield in terms of Lubo, Reggie and Ayal, and Colin Healy as the only defensive midfield player, because we're down to the bare bones in terms of, you know, hard-working, combative midfield players. So we knew out of possession they would cause us problems. But I was still disappointed in the defending for the first goal, whereby we assumed that he's going to get the ball, cross it, and someone will hit it clear, so we didn't close the cross down. In terms of the chances created, yeah, but I mean, it was a disappointing night overall.
There have been calls for your head tonight by a section of the Celtic support. Do you think your position is still tenable here?
Well, until someone tells me otherwise, I won't be resigning, if that's what you want to know. But of course, you can never tell in football. Of course, this is one of the worst results in Celtic's history, and of course, the manager bears the brunt of it, so I accept that fully. But I won't be resigning. Not that you've asked me that, but in case you're going to ask me, I'll say that, because we still have, I believe, a lot to play for, apart from the FA, obviously now the FA Cup. It was a disastrous result, disastrous performance. We're going to try and get people fit, try and get people back into the side, try and get people focused, try and get people playing. Tonight they wanted it more than us, and it was just unacceptable once again, unfortunately. But
would it be unfair to say you've lost this dressing room?
well, I mean, if you look at what happened today, you can say obviously we are having problems. We are having problems, but those problems will be addressed privately, hopefully, in the coming days. That's what we have to find out. I don't know. On this performance, it may look as if that's the situation, but we really do have to sit down as a club and find out.